end of January, I was offered the opportunity to try out lash extensions. And even though I said I would never ever do it, I should really stop saying that. I thought it'd be a really good experience to take advantage of, so at the very least, I could experience it for myself and report back to you what I thought. So obviously, since they are no longer on my eyes, I decided that lash extensions were not for me for a variety of reasons, but I do still recommend them with some caveats for a certain group of people. So I thought I would take the opportunity to talk through my experience with you, share some pictures, like 2. That's all I have for you, really. And tell you why I still do recommend them for a very small minority of people in certain circumstances, and why I generally don't recommend them. And just, give you my 2 cents, maybe 1.5 cents of what it's worth. So have a seat, get comfy, get something to drink. In my case, fizzy lemon flavored water, and here we go. So like I said, I was given the opportunity to have lash extensions put on for free in exchange for me to be an ambassador for a new Lash Lounge, lash extension retail establishment that was opening in my area and another location here in San Antonio. And I'd seen their work on a couple of other people, and I actually really liked what they've done. I have seen lash extensions gone horribly wrong, where we've all seen them, where they just don't look quite right. They look a little, we don't have to go into why they don't look right, but we all know it. And then I've seen plenty that look absolutely beautiful and stunning, and I thought, well, why not? If I don't like it, it's only the opportunity to do this was only for a couple of months. I had a lot of travel planned during this period of time, and I thought this would be a perfect time to try it. And then if I really liked it, I could keep it going maybe through the summer, and then I would take them off. Now, of course, I did have some concerns about how this would affect my natural lashes, but I thought it's probably only for a very short period of time that I'm going to keep these on. It probably won't affect my lashes. And I can just tell you, I only had them on for not quite 2 weeks, so I didn't lose any of my own natural lashes in the not quite 2 weeks that I had them on. So happy ending there. Anyway, so I said, let's go ahead and do this. So I went ahead and booked the appointment, and I have to say, everything you've heard about how relaxing it is, how you fall asleep on the table, how pleasant an experience it is, 100% true. And I will say this, I cannot recommend where I had them done highly enough. It's called the Lash Lounge. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm not an ambassador because I never finished the experience. I didn't go to the grand opening. I did none of the things that I said I would do. So I don't get anything out of this, but the Lash Lounge in San Antonio, there's one at Stone Oak location. There's one at the Rim. If you live in San Antonio, you know what I'm talking about. They did an amazing job. I thought my lashes looked great. They did exactly what I wanted. I told them I want to look natural, but full. I don't want big, thick, crazy false lash looking lashes. I want classic, just fuller, darker lashes, and that's exactly what they gave me. I think they looked great, and I do have some pictures of before and after that I will insert, and I said, I'm not going to fall asleep on the table. I'm sure that you hear that, people say that, but I never can relax during these things. I never fall asleep during massages or facials. I'm sure we'll just chit chat. And she just smiled and said, okay, that's fine. And you go and you lay down on this very nice, comfortable padded table with very soft linens, and there's a really cozy soft blanket they put on you, and I took off my shoes, and I came in with no makeup on around my eyes. I think I had minimal, like some concealer on, a little powder, but no eye makeup on. Something I should have thought of. The appointment takes about 2 hours to put on all those lashes, and your eyes are closed. So if you're wearing contacts, I can sleep in my contacts. They're dailies, but they get really dry if I'm not blinking fairly often. So I should have taken my contacts out really for that process. So if you're a contact lens wearer, come in with glasses or take your contacts out, because it's a much more comfortable experience if you're not wearing contacts during that process. Anyway, there's a tip for you. So after we walked through, told her what I wanted, she took measurements of my eyes and laid down, put the blanket over me, and I think within maybe 10 minutes, I was out like a light. I couldn't believe that I fell asleep. So the process is very relaxing. It's also 2 hours. Now, I have been told, I would know this to be true because I didn't make it to the refill, that the refill doesn't take nearly that long. I think it's still about an hour, which is, every 2 to 3 weeks. That's a long time. But it takes an hour to do my nails every 2 weeks. So I guess it's wherever your priorities are. It wasn't painful. It wasn't unpleasant. It is tedious. She's literally sitting there applying one eyelash at a time. I thought they looked beautiful. I had no complaints. I was so giddy and excited. Then the reality kicked in. You can't get your lashes wet for I think it was 24 hours. So washing my face, just very carefully with a washcloth, around the area so you don't get them wet. But then it's things like, how do I get my contacts out? How do I put contacts in without, my eyes will water? Things like that started to concern me a little bit. Don't rub your eyes. I generally don't rub my eyes, but when someone tells you not to do something, what's the first thing you think about? What you're not supposed to do. So I started to become hyper fixated on my eyes. This might not be a problem for a lot of people, but for me, this was an issue. There's a lot of things you can't do. You really aren't supposed to get makeup on them. You can't rub at them you can't use oils anywhere near your eyes. Well, I use a lot of oil-based makeup removers, my face oil number 9 at the end, as a moisturizer. I use an oil as my first, I use the Radiant Cleansing Balm as oil. I use an oil as the first step in my makeup remover. There's just, all these little things were just little things that got in the way of me enjoying the full experience. Then little things like, they're not crazy long, but they're long enough that for makeup application, I almost had to come in and go over them because I couldn't just get to my eyeball. The lashes were in the way. These are not even first world problems. These are like 1%er problems. I don't mind being labeled high maintenance necessarily, but I want low tech. I don't want to be fussy. I want things to be easy. I want my makeup to be able to be slapped on. I want to be able to do my hair in a hurry. I don't want to have to think about it. That's why I don't do winged eyeliner. It's why I don't generally do false lashes. It's why most of the time I forget to do lip liner. It's because it has to be fast and easy. And the lashes, while sure, when I woke up in the morning, I kind of looked like I already had makeup on, it just made the rest of the makeup process go a little longer and be a little more, I had to think about it a little bit more. This is why I don't recommend them for everyone. I think I am one of those people that are just really hypersensitive. I sleep on my side. And for some reason, they recommend do not sleep on your face for obvious reasons. Ever since I've been pregnant for the first time, I cannot sleep on my stomach anyway, so that's a non-issue. But when you sleep on your side, I could actually feel the extensions pushing up into my skin. I could feel them. I don't know if anyone else has ever felt that. Please chime in on your experiences below. It made me a little bit nuts. And then the last straw that really was an issue for me, and for practical reasons, is I am a daily contact lens wearer. And to get to my eyeball, I'm not going to touch my eyeball, don't worry, don't freak out. But to get to my eyeball, how I do my contacts, and again, we're all a little different. I literally take my eyelashes and I pull them up out of I'm not touching my eye, but I pull my eyelashes out of the way to get to my eyeball. Well, you really are not supposed to do that when you're wearing lash extensions. So I'm trying to maneuver to get my fingers in there underneath the lashes. It was too much. I couldn't take it. Like I was saying, the installation of them was beautiful. I think she did an amazing job. When I would wake up in the morning, I never had lashes kind of going every which way. They stayed and beautifully. Now I did have to take a spoolie every morning and kind of just generally comb them through, but just to kind of maintain them. I only lost, I think maybe honestly 4 or 5 that I noticed fell out. They held on. I think I could have made it to a 3-week refill point instead of a 2-week refill point, but the store that did them had asked that for the first round go 2 weeks just to see how it goes, and if they all looked pretty intact going forward, then we could make it out to 3 weeks or whatever. My appointment was on a Friday. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday early evening, I was sitting and watching Netflix actually with my husband, Michael, and we were sitting in bed and we were watching them on our laptop. We don't have a TV in our room. And we were sitting in bed watching on a laptop, and I couldn't take it anymore. I just wanted my just easy way of life back. and I just started picking. Do not do this at home. Do not do this. And I just started to I could feel the glue at the end of the lashes. And I just started kind of picking and rubbing my fingers together. And after a little bit of that, a couple lashes fell off. And I just placed them on the edge of the keyboard of the laptop. And a little more time would go by and I just do a little bit more. And by the end of the movie, he looks over and he's like, oh my gosh, what did you do? This is disgusting. I had pulled off all of my not my real lashes, just the extensions. And there's a little pile, looked like little spider legs. It was pretty gross. I completely freaked him out. But anyway, I pulled all my lashes off. Don't do that. If you have lash extensions at home, please do not do that. All the literature says do not do that. Just go back to the lash extension place. They put oil on it, dissolves the glue. Go get it done there because it is a very real risk. You could rip out your own eyelashes and that is terrible. You do not want to do that. What are my recommendations? Why do I still recommend lash extensions to some people? Okay, first of all, you cannot be hypersensitive like me. If you are one of those people that when you get fake nails, they drive you crazy as soon as you put them on and you want to rip them off, do not get lash extensions. These are not for you. Also, if you like to wear a ton of makeup, maybe lash extensions are actually not for you. I think lash extensions might be best for someone who actually doesn't like to wear a lot of makeup, but wants to look like you're wearing makeup. You kind of like the fresh face look, like you just rolled out of bed, but you want to look kind of put together. I think that actually might be the perfect customer for lash extensions. Obviously, I'm making huge generalizations here. There's a ton of people who wear lash extensions who also wear full faces of makeup. They enjoy going through that whole process. I'm not one of those people. I think also if you have a major event coming up, say your wedding and all the showers and parties that lead up to it for a yes, that's happening behind me, for a finite period of time, I think that's a small window of time where it would be kind of advantageous to not have to deal with fake eyelashes all the time and you want to look a little extra. That's a perfect opportunity. Or if you know you're going to be traveling for a while and you know there's a lot of little events coming up again with travel or parties or what have you. Again, I think lash extensions are a nice for a short window. You don't need lash extensions. You're perfect. You have blonde lashes. Anyway, but there are, quite a few cons. One of them being they are ridiculously expensive. They are hundreds of dollars, over $100 for many who are reputable to put on, and then can cost almost $100 for refills every 2 to 3 weeks. That's a big investment. And then there's the very real risk that at some point you will not want them anymore and your actual lashes will be damaged. I mean, that is just, I've heard from pretty much everyone that's had lash extensions that once you take them off, your real lashes are not what they used to be. And so that's, there's going to be a period of you having to grow back your own lashes. And if you're willing to risk that, that is, just go in knowing that that's going to be a problem. So what is the alternative here? Since I've taken them off, I've accepted that my lashes are what they are, and they weren't bad to begin with. I'm happy with my lashes. But if I want them a little fuller, a little longer, there's 2 things I can do. One, I can just learn how to put on false lashes. I don't think I'm ever gonna get around to doing that. The other thing is I can start using lash serum again. So I did a lot of research, and the one that got the most recommendations was Grande Lash. However, it also came with a lot of warnings from a lot of people that said it did stain their skin around their eyes and sometimes even change the color of their eyes. And because I'm so fair-skinned, that made me a little nervous. So I decided to just go back to what I had used a couple of years ago that I know works for me. So I went back and bought another bottle or tube of RapidLash, and it's eyelash enhancing serum. You can get it at Ulta. You can get it, I think, at Bed Bath & Beyond. You can get it a bunch of places. You can get some, I think Costco has it, has deals on it all over the place. So, you put it on once a day at night. You just do a swipe on the top lashes and you're done. So that's what I've been using. The other thing is just find a good mascara. The 3 that I'm kind of rotating through right now, in no particular order, it's just whatever's at the front of the mascara drawer, is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, which I really, really like. almost at the end of my Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. I really like this one because it makes my lashes longer and it doesn't flake or smudge, but it's not as thick as I'd like. And then the Lancome Grandiose Extreme, which makes them really, really thick and black and long, and also doesn't smudge. And then today, this is a new one that Covergirl sent to me that I'm wearing right now and have been really pleased with, so I thought I would mention the Covergirl Exhibitionist in the shade Very Black. So that's my experience with lash extensions. It's not that I'm not saying it's a hard no, it's not a hard pass, and I'm not wholeheartedly recommending it either. I'd say for a small group of people, it's a solution for a temporary small window of time. So there you have it. That's how I feel about lash extensions. I'd love to hear back from you. Keep the party going. Let's keep this conversation going down below. Let's talk amongst ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you in the next video, which will be February favorites. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you then. Bye.